Walking away from that Nintendo Direct Mini, it's easy to say that we didn't get much. I mean, after all, we got pretty much no new Nintendo games, nothing Mario, nothing Zelda, nothing Metroid. We pretty much exclusively got smaller eShop titles, third-party ports, or info on games that we already knew were coming. Despite that, there's a lot of stuff in this Direct that you can miss your first, second, and maybe even third time watching. So with the Direct having been out for over a day now, I've compiled a list of 8 things you might not have noticed in the Nintendo Direct. Maybe you've noticed 1 or 2 things on this list, but I highly doubt that anyone watching this knows all 8. So make sure to stick around till the end to learn everything, and let me know down in the comments below what was your favorite part of the Direct. With that out of the way, let's get right on into it. One of the most interesting game announcements for me was Clubhouse Games' 51 Worldwide Classics. It was just so out of left field, yet kind of oddly makes sense in a weird Nintendo sort of way. It seems like it's bringing together classic board and card games mixed with a bit of Wii Play flair, and it's actually got me pretty excited. However, at first glance, a lot of the games just look like filler, and well, a lot of them are. But some of these games that you've never heard of are actually just games you've heard of rebranded for copyright issues. For example, game 40 out of 51, Last Card. This is just Uno! Uno's one of the most popular card games of all time. There's an Uno specific game that's like $10 and has been on the best sellers list for forever. Having essentially a reskinned version of Uno combined in this minigame collection is awesome. And instead of draw 2s and draw 4s, it looks like you have a draw 3 right here. Besides that, this looks exactly like the Uno game. Like this is just Uno! Staying on Clubhouse Games' 51 Worldwide Classics, the next interesting thing you might have missed in this trailer is that games actually have multiple control schemes and therefore multiple layouts. In this opening clip, we see a 1 to 2 second section where 2 people are playing air hockey using their fingers as the pucks. Later on when we see air hockey, the perspective of the table is tilted a bit to better fit, the TV, which is where they're using this, meaning that they're using controllers, so not only are there different control styles, but the camera will adjust depending on what style you're using, which I think is pretty cool. Next up, we're jumping all the way back to the 2K Games trailer, in particular Borderlands. Now you've probably heard that the Borderlands games that are coming are Borderlands, Borderlands 2, and Borderlands the pre-sequel. We are not getting Borderlands 3 on the Switch, at least not now. And these games are coming in what is being dubbed as the Borderlands Legendary Collection. Now this is actually what's interesting. Those exact same sets of games were put in a collection on PC and console called Borderlands the Handsome Collection. Why are they giving this Switch version of the collection a brand new name, logo, and branding? Obviously this jumps into speculation territory, but there's a few ways this could go. Borderlands is known for its various loot and guns, and its relatively cartoony art style. Maybe Nintendo gave them permission to use a couple Nintendo IPs in their game. Maybe there's some Nintendo specific loot that's obviously exclusive to the Legendary Collection, and that's why they felt the need to differentiate it. The same sort of thing happened with Rocket League, where there were Mario, Luigi, and Samus cars in the Switch version of the game, but you can't even see them when you're playing on other versions. If you're using crossplay, you can't even see the cards, they just appear as default. Alternatively, it could be called the Legendary Collection because they're planning on fixing various bugs and stuff, but I don't know, that doesn't seem likely. Let me know your guys' theories down in the comments below. Next up, we have Smash Bros stuff. Now, there's no actual hidden details in the Smash Bros section itself because we literally saw nothing. We don't even know exactly which character this is going to be, or if it's going to be some sort of combination of characters similar to how Bowser Jr. technically has all the Koopa links. However, what I do want to talk about is Sakurai's Twitter account, where he retweeted the Nintendo Direct and talked very briefly about the ARMS fighter. He mentioned how sorry he was that it was going to get delayed, but, mentioned that, hey, it's coronavirus, like, this is just what has to happen, and I'm pretty sure everyone is, compliant with that. Like, no one is getting upset, or at least I hope not. I hope no one's getting upset that stuff's getting delayed. But then he went on to say something along the lines of, this fighter was a challenge to make. It was tough to make them work in Smash, yet still represent ARMS, and this fighter will have unparalleled technique. That last part is really interesting to anyone who plays Smash competitively. I don't myself, but I kind of understand what goes on in the competitive scene. If this character does truly have this unparalleled technique, like Sakurai referred to, then this character could be insane in the esports scene. Imagine getting the spacing right with, your extendable punches, keeping other opponents at bay while still landing healthy hits. I mean, I don't know, that's a recipe for disaster if the character is too good. So keep an eye out for this arms fighter, not just in Smash, but in the competitive scene as well. Alright, next up we have Ring Fit Adventure and the Rhythm update that came out. Now, not only can you play pretty much all the songs in the Ring Fit Adventure OST, which is like a secret banger, like that OST is actually good. Not only that, but Nintendo was kind enough to add in some Nintendo-specific songs for us Nintendo fans who want to work out to Nintendo. I don't know. I probably won't ever use this, maybe I'll try it once or twice, but they did add in 3 exclusive medleys, being a Breath of the Wild medley, Splatoon 2 medley, and Wii Fit medley. Now, I'm not sure about the Wii Fit one, but the Breath of the Wild medley and the Splatoon 2 medley, I don't think have ever been anywhere else, meaning that they are exclusive new pieces of those respective games' OST, but in Ring Fit Adventure, which is a weird thing. Didn't think I'd ever have to say that, but you know. Now, obviously, there's not a lot of new music in these medleys, it's just the various transitions between the pre-existing songs that are new. But if you're fans of the Splatoon 2 OST or the Breath of the Wild OST, make sure to check out those medleys. I'm sure the rips will be on YouTube soon enough if you do not have Ring Fit Adventure. Next up, we have Animal Crossing, and specifically the Bunny Day event. Now, Bunny Day is coming right around the corner, and if you've been playing the game a lot, like I have, and like pretty much everyone has, then you're probably curious as to what this Bunny Day event entails. Well, basically, you can get eggs by digging them up or catching them in the water. Then you can use these eggs as crafting materials to craft various Easter-themed merchandise. Now, you probably saw this giant egg archway and the egg table that the character placed. But did you spot the rest of the egg-themed stuff? In particular, there are various eggs you can place on the ground, including a larger egg, a rotated egg that can be used as a seat, an egg table, egg balloons, an egg basket, a bigger egg basket, and this tiara thing. I don't know what the official term is. Someone help me out. It's like a wreath-looking thing. So yeah, those are all the Animal Crossing New Horizons Bunny Day items you can craft, at least the ones that they bothered to show off. Next up is Good Job. This was actually a sleeper announcement and shadow drop. I kind of hate when they do that. You know, I love shadow drops, but I feel like this game is never going to get its fair shot just because no one knew about it before the Direct, and there was no time to get hyped about it because it came out the day it was announced. Due to its extremely cel-shaded, minimalistic art style, I just assumed this was like some indie game. As far as I can tell, this is 100% developed in-house by Nintendo. Games like Snipper Clips and the more recent The Stretchers were developed out of house by various studios and then picked up and published by Nintendo, but this game seems to be exclusively made by Nintendo. You can see the copyrights at the end of the trailer only reference Nintendo and not any other studio. If this is true, then this is a new Nintendo IP. Kinda weird to see it just, you know, plopped onto the universe like that, but there it is. Good job, man, for Smash, anyone? Okay, I'll stop. Last but not least, the 8th thing, we're jumping into Ninjala. Ninjala is, I am so excited for this. This is probably my game of the Direct, not even because the gameplay looked like incredible. It looked good, but I'm just so looking forward to playing this with friends. It looks like the exact type of multiplayer game that the Switch needs right now. It's a Splatoon-esque free-to-play, which is huge, multiplayer brawler, and the customization in this game seems to be insane. Why do I say this? Well, we quickly get a glance at the equipment screen, and holy crap, not only are there 12 weapons on screen, but using this slide bar and simple geometry, we can determine that there's 2 more slots that this player has unlocked, meaning that there's a total of 20 weapons in the game at least. Maybe you need to unlock more, and this person just doesn't have any. Now, some of these weapons seem to be pretty similar to one another. For example, in this middle row, we've got like 4 different types of hammers, but it's still kind of crazy to see a free-to-play game with this much variety in its weapons, especially considering the fact that it looks like you can level each one of them up and adjust its attributes. This game is looking to be a really fun time, and I can't wait for it to come out this May. With that out of the way, I'd like to thank you. Wait, hold on one sec. I'm getting news that there's a bonus thing. One more thing that you might not have noticed in the Direct, and this is looking to be the most important one. Really don't know how this wasn't on my list originally. After watching the Direct, I have conclusively decided that Nintendo has not shown off Super Mario 3D World for the Switch. Come on!